In this video, we will discuss the electrical activity of the brain. The brain cells, they communicate with each other through electrical impulses. And EEG can be used as a tool to detect this brain activity. So what exactly is EEG? The word EEG stands for electroencephalogram, that is the recording of the spontaneous electrical activity of the brain. Spontaneous, that is happening by itself inside the brain. You record it over a short period of time, say about 20 to 40 minutes, by placing the electrodes superficially on the surface of the scalp. So spontaneous, because our brain is constantly active. As we think, we sense, we dream, the brain is absorbing all the information. So hence we are recording the spontaneous activity. There is another term, electrocorticogram. Cortico means we are recording from the cortex. So intraoperatively, you are going deep inside the skull and then placing the electrodes and recording. Electrical activity of the brain when recorded from the pial surface of the cortex. Durameter, arachnoid, pyometer. You are going up to the pyometer. This is intraoperatively when you dug a hole into the skull, a burr hole, or you open the skull, craniotomy. So electrodes are placed. This is electrocorticogram, also known as intracranial, because you are inside the skull, or subdural, you are beneath the durameter. So this is electrocorticogram. Dr. Richard Caton was the first person to record the electrical activity from rabbit and monkey's brain in the year 1875. He observed that when light was flashed before the eyes of the animal, the brain waves, they changed in response to that light. However, the first person to record brain waves from humans without surgery was a German psychiatrist, Dr. Hans Berger. Dr. Hans Berger is also known as father of EEG because of his immense contribution towards EEG. He was the first to describe alpha wave rhythm. He said the band wave is of 8 to 12 hertz. So in brain we have many waves. There is a separate video for the brain waves. You can view that. We have alpha wave, beta, theta and delta. We have gamma oscillations. So the alpha wave was discovered first by Dr. Hans Berger. And this wave was named after him as Berger's wave. He also explained the phenomenon of alpha blockade. When a person is relaxed, the eyes are closed, alpha wave is recorded from the brain. When the person opens the eyes, alpha wave disappear, beta waves come into play. So this is alpha blockade. In addition to this, he also studied the abnormal wave pattern in EEG during epilepsy. This is a typical setup of EEG machine. We have electrodes, we have head box, amplifier, we have a computer. Electrodes on superficially on the surface of the scalp, recording the activity, what is going on in your brain. Amplifier will amplify that signals, make it bigger so that you're able to see. And computer will display the activity, or you can take it on a paper. Then we have electrodes. We have disposable electrode, reusable electrodes, needle electrodes. Disposable electrodes, they have a central snap that is made up of silver chloride. Reusable ones are smaller. They can be placed closer to the skin, and initially they are costly, but in the long run, if you compare the cost, they are more budget friendly than the disposable one. Then we have filters. Typical EEG setting also includes filters. High pass filter, low pass filter. High pass filter allows high frequencies to pass through and blocks the low frequencies. Low frequencies like slow movement artifacts, right? And low pass frequency allows low frequencies to pass through and block the higher ones. Higher frequency like movement artifacts, electromyography, what you record. So these are the different frequencies that are blocked by the filters. Technique of EEG recording, it can be bipolar. Bi means two. So recording of potential difference between a pair of scalp electrodes. There are two electrodes, both are active. Unipolar means there are two electrodes, one is active and the other one is indifferent electrode, a ground electrode for earthing. Usually the ground electrode, indifferent electrode is placed at a site distant from the cortex. It is earlobe here. Now electrode location. The worldwide accepted method of placement of electrode is International 10-20 system. What is 10 and 20 here? The number 10 and 20 are distance between the adjacent electrodes. The distance is either 10% or 20% of the total front to back of the skull, means nasion to inion, or right to left of the skull, right ear to left ear of the skull. So front to back means from nasion to inion. Nasion is the point between forehead and the nose, at the bridge of the nose, right? And inion is the most prominent point on the occiput. So you're measuring circumference, or you are measuring the distance from nasion to inion using a measuring tape in centimeters. And you're measuring the distance from right ear to left ear. Say it is about 34 centimeters. So from the right ear, you take 10% distance. 10% of 34, 3.4 centimeters. So mark a point 3.4. Then you take a distance 20% of 34, 6.8. So mark a point 6.8 centimeter. Then again 20%, 6.8. Then again 20%. Then again 20%. Then 10%. So you are marking the point. So this will be the point placement of electrodes. Similarly, you can do from nasion to inion. And each site of electrode placement has a letter to identify the underlying lobe, like F for frontal, T for temporal, P for parietal, O for occiput, A for auricular, C is central. There is no central lobe though. C is the center point. This is used for identification purpose only, and central will represent the EEG activity more typical of frontal, temporal, parietal, means the mixed activity of all. So the electrodes are placed in this manner. The method of combining the electrode position is known as montages. Each montage includes a predetermined combination of electrode placement called as patterns. And sometimes you have to use many electrodes, so it is tedious to put all the electrodes. You have to instruct the person not to bring oily hairs. He can wash the hairs prior to the EEG, and there should not be any oil. It should not be, some gel should not be there, right? No spray should be there on hairs. It should be clean hairs. And then you can attempt to put the electrodes. But if more electrodes are required, it will be a tiring job. So we have electrode caps for that thing. For neurofeedback and biofeedback techniques, we require many electrodes, 16, 64, sometimes 256 in the scientific studies. So electrode caps are available, and you just have to wear the cap and the electrodes will be placed automatically. So that makes the job easier. Coming to the neurophysiological basis of EEG waves. So what are these EEG waves? The cortical gray matter, along with its thalamic connection, they play an important role in EEG. The activity that is recorded in EEG is from rhythmically discharging cell bodies in the most superficial layer of the cortical gray matter. So this is important, that whatever we are recording, the electrodes that are placed, there are a large number of electrodes, and the electrodes that are placed, they are recording the spontaneous activity from most superficial layers and not from the deeper layers. Only the superficial one we are getting. So this is one of the disadvantage or limitation of EEG, that we have poor spatial resolution. EEG is most sensitive to the potential generated in the superficial layer of the cortex and not the deep one. Though EEG benefit is that, or a good point about EEG, that it offers excellent time resolution. Time resolution is good. It can detect activity even at sub-second time scale. But spatial resolution is poor because it cannot detect the deeper layer of the cortex brain activity. And it is the thalamus discharge that is synchronizing the brain activity. Various signals from the thalamus are coming to the cortex. They are called as thalamocortical projections. So these thalamocortical projections are forming synapses at the dendrites of the cortex. So the EEG waves, they are graded or summated postsynaptic potentials from the thousands or millions of neurons underlying the electrodes. So it is not due to action potential. That is very important. The EEG is not due to action potential. Then what it is? It is graded or summated, a local potential only. This is not due to action potential. And a brain activity that is from a single neuron is very subtle, very small. You cannot record that brain activity. Millions or thousands of neurons have to fire in synchrony then only you can record that activity. The sum total of that EPSP, IPSP of millions of neurons can be recorded from the electrodes. So in the cortex, we have forest of dendritic trees. We have forest of similarly oriented, densely packed units like this. And as you can see, this is a vertical orientation of the dendritic tree. We have a cell body, dendrites, axon, and this maroon cherry colored spots that you can see are the projection from thalamus. Thalamocortical signal is coming, so they're the site of synapse. So many signals are coming from thalamus, and these signals are the site of synapse. So you can see that EPSP and IPSP will be generated at these points. So there will be some total activity of dendrite and some total activity in the cell body. Now, when the sum of the dendritic activity is negative relative to the cell body, the cell is depolarized and hyperexcitable, means the signal will pass through the axon. And when this dendritic activity is positive, the cell will be hyperpolarized and no signal will be passed. So cell dendrite relationship is a constantly shifting dipole, and the current is flowing from positive to negative. Dipole is a battery with two terminal, positive, negative, current flowing from positive to negative. So here, when the cell body is, the sum of dendritic activity is negative relative to the cell body, the cell is depolarized and the signal is passing. And these dendritic tree potential, they are field potential. With EEG, you are detecting the field, electrical field that is generated by the neuron. That is again important point to learn. So take home message from EEG is that EEG is spontaneous electrical activity of brain. We are not giving any signal. If you give any signal from outside, stimulus from outside, maybe auditory, visual or somatosensory, it becomes evoked cortical potential. That is not EEG. This is spontaneous electrical activity of brain is EEG. And EEG is not action potential. Then what it is? If not action potential, EEG is graded or local potential. It is postsynaptic potential, EPSP and IPSP.